Welcome to the big show. This is Investing with Confidence. I am your host, Joshua David, and we are happy to have you with us today. As always, I do have my good friend, and he is looking good today, Mr. Al Connickson. Al, how the heck are you doing today?
Hey, you know what? I'm doing pretty well. Hey, thank you for saying that. I was a little concerned because when I got up this morning, I looked in the mirror. I said, "This can't be right."
All these compliments.
Yeah.
You're feeling great
No, I
now.
feel good. No, thank you.
It's always great to be back, helping our listeners make better investing decisions. And Al, we got a packed show here today. We had a phenomenal week in these financial
Yeah,
markets.
really.
All indexes were down this week, a pretty good percentage, which is a phenomenal thing for the average investor if they know what they're doing.
Exactly.
And that's a lot of things that we're going to talk about here on Investing with Confidence, sponsored by Online Trading Academy, is a lot of the new terms that are being, I guess, spoken about everywhere. Everywhere you see things, internet, news, TV, everything. They're talking about a lot about the stock market, what's going on with it. There's a lot of chatter, but which is bringing a couple things here. It's bringing new investors into the market,
Right.
getting into the market. But the key thing is, I believe they're getting into these markets without the knowledge and also the skill. Because if you think about it, it's anybody can get into the market. It's
Sure.
accessible to anybody,
Mhm.
but they're getting into it without that knowledge. So let's talk about some of that today. Before we do that, what is happening? We had a great week in this market. It was down pretty good. What's going on?
Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying, "Are you crazy? The market was down, and that's a good week." Well, it is if you understand that there are great opportunities when the market is going down as well as up. But yeah, what did happen this week? Typically, when we have a big move like that, there's some kind of event or news story or something that causes a downward shakeup like that. But look at what happened this week. Jobless claims dropped more than expected. Durable goods orders were up more than forecasted. Personal income was boosted from the January stimulus checks. We got another stimulus check coming, another vaccine. With all of that information, shouldn't the market have been up? So what happened? Well, what happened was 10-year Treasury yields. That's what happened. What we saw was a big move up, the biggest move since 2016 in yields. What that means, and the problem there is that it may mean that the Fed will have to act sooner than later, and that's what people are concentrating on.
But how much can they really do?
Well, they've already shot a lot of their ammo, so
Mhm.
it's going to be a little bit tougher, but they will try to keep the economy from growing too fast. So that's the concern right now, and that's really what hit, especially the expensive growth stocks, the tech stocks. Those are the ones that got hit. So how do we help people to make sure that they maneuver these markets properly? The first thing we do, Josh, is to help them understand and deal with the fallacies that are out there. For example, you can't time the market. You can't do anything other than buy and hold if you want to be profitable in these markets. You should buy on the way down. You should dollar cost average. All those are fallacies that are perpetuated to boost Wall Street's bottom line. And typically, when they're boosting their bottom line, they're doing it at the expense of your bottom line.
And that's the unfortunate thing.
It absolutely is. And here's the thing. We want people to learn the single most important rule in investing. And what is it? It's buying low and selling high. And I can almost hear a collective duh. We all know that.
Did you just think of that?
That-
Where did you hear that duh from?
well, it's because that's what people say when somebody says something that they already know and understand.
You got that from your grandkids. I know that.
Well, maybe so, or maybe they got it from me. But the point, though, is that yeah, everybody knows that, everybody understands that, but almost no one does it. It's the most violated and hardest rule to follow. Why? It's because we're human beings, and we are born with emotions and instincts that will actually get in our way of being successful and cause us to buy high and sell low. It's because of those emotions. And and some people will say, well, if in order to buy low, well, Apple, for example, which is around $130 a share, I should have bought it $1 or $2. Well, let's look at it a little differently. Let's look at it as buying right and selling right.
Yeah, I know you want to talk a little bit more about that in the next segment here, but if you think about that, the public has been so conditioned to do certain things. I'm glad you brought that up. That buy low, sell high. Everybody knows that. Everybody says that. We talk to these people that come to these investing classes.
Everyone agrees.
But think about this. If people are buying low and selling high, they're buying when earnings are good, when management looks good, the stock or whatever they're buying is trending higher. Well, think about the actual thing that's happening there. Things are already good, price is already high, so they're buying high with the hope to sell higher. And that's just one of those things that I know when you teach these investing classes that I'm about to give away some tickets to, you help people with that mindset.
Right.
Help people understand, okay, maybe I might be doing something that, could potentially be a little bit wrong or different. It's those erroneous beliefs that we have. And last week I was talking about some of those things. Things are so great right now. There's good things going on with the coronavirus. There's, everything is so positive out there, which actually kind of worries me. And I actually showed this week with how down the market was. And if you want to learn more about what's really happening with these markets, the concept of buy low, sell high, that way you make better investing decisions. I know you have a lot more to talk about coming up next. I want to get into these opportunities in up and down markets, the real concept of buy low and sell high, which is buying right and selling right. This is Josh and Al, Investing with Confidence. We will be right back.